Now, today's interest rate rise will no doubt lead to even higher prices, which is a particular concern for people living in rural communities. The organisation Scottish Land and Estates is warning that they're at risk of entering severe fuel poverty this winter after falling between the cracks of the UK government's energy support scheme. Let's talk to Simon Ritchie from Scottish Land and Estates now. Hi there, Simon.
Afternoon, Hayley.
How much support do people who are not on mains gas get then?
So under the scheme that was announced by the UK government back in September, if you remember, there was two parts to it. There was the energy bill support scheme. That gives every single household £400. So that's the basis. Then there's the energy price guarantee that goes above and beyond that. And that's the cap on the unit prices. So that is going to save mains gas-connected homes between £500 and £700 this winter alone. Now, the off-grid support, which is supposed to be equivalent, it's called the alternative fuel payment. That's only going to be £100, which is absolutely bananas when you compare that to the price increases that have been seen in the past year or two.
And just how much of an increase, has there been in, say, the cost of filling up a tank of oil, or indeed if you're heating your home with electricity?
So we know of people who paid £190 for half a tank of oil 6 years ago, and now that same delivery, so half a tank, 500 litres, is costing over £600. So to fill up a full tank can be north of £1,300, and that only lasts a couple of months in winter for the average family home. So we're talking about really big rises here. We've also heard about pensioners whose only source of heating is a coal-fired boiler, and that smokeless coal fuel has nearly doubled in price in the last 5 years to nearly £30 a bag. So it's incredible rises, really eye-watching rises compared to the rises in mains gas. And basically what we're calling for is parity in the support that's going to off-grid homes and urban homes. The support is quite significant, £500 to £700 saving this winter for mains gas-connected homes. £100 for off-grids just doesn't cut the mustard, and we need to see that uplifted.
Well, it doesn't sound fair that not everybody is able to access that. Has there been any indication from the UK government that they recognise that perhaps people in rural communities are not benefiting?
There has indeed. So hopefully this is a sign of some progress. The Secretary of State for Wales, David Davis, yesterday was on record as saying that he thinks it's not generous. His words, not mine. So hopefully that is a sign that things are moving in the right direction. We've written to Alistair Jack, who is the Secretary of State for Scotland, calling for that uplift that I outlined, so £100 up towards £500. And we hope that he agrees with his colleague in Wales. And,
if something isn't done quite soon, I mean, what's it going to be like over the winter for people that you know of or experiences that you've heard of in rural parts?
Mm-hmm. Well, people are in really dire straits, Hayley. We already know that fuel poverty rates are too high right across Scotland, but they've always been relatively higher in rural areas. We just can't tolerate a policy which makes that inequality worse. So I think when it comes to the support, this £100 is completely inadequate, and essentially what will happen is that we'll see more and more people tipped into fuel poverty, and I think that's quite a sort of an arcane term. So what that means is people going without heating, going without food, going hungry, and these are often people in work, and it really is quite inadequate support from the UK government.
Simon, thanks very much for talking to us on Lunchtime Live. That's Simon Ritchie from Scottish Land and Estates.